Good.
I need you to stop just a second. Stop. You built a business. You made the calls. You showed up when it was hard. And yet, something isn't compounding the way you want it or the way it should. This is not a hustle problem. This is not a strategy problem. That is a measurement problem. And today, we fix that. So, what we're going to do is take a moment to talk about your tracking. You start tracking the right things, your growth doesn't just improve, it becomes inevitable. And that's what we all want to see. So first, of course, what we do in our program is priming. So before we go anywhere, we want to be sure to hydrate to help our brains. We are going to train mental fitness. Great job, Terry. We're going to train mental fitness first. So, because you don't think your way to momentum, you move your way in. So, right now, sit up, shoulders back, chin up, breathe like someone who has already won. Let's do 10 breath cycles. We're going to breathe in through our nose, raise our arms, grab the air, and then bring it down and exhale through the mouth. We're going to do this 10 times. I'll count it, and it's to help our blood get going and getting through our bodies. So follow me, 10 reps in and out. I will count starting now. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So, what you want to remember is that this exercise is done in sections. So, you do 10, take 30 seconds off, and then repeat it. So, there's three reps of 10, breathing in and out. And I just want to say hi, Shell. Welcome to the show, to the group today, to
Hello.
our to our learning. This is Terry and this
Oh,
is Shell.
hi,
So
Terry.
so good. Now what I want to say, what I actually want you to do is to say this out loud with me and say it like you mean it. Okay, ready? I'm going to be listening for you all. I track what matters.
I track what matters.
I act on what I measure.
I act on what I measure.
I am building something that compounds.
I am building something that compounds.
I am
That's the
building something that compounds. Whew.
yay! Yes, yes, yes. So say it again, louder this time. I track what matters. I track what
I
matters.
I track
I
what
Track
track
matters.
what
what
matters.
matters.
I act on what I measure.
I act on what I
Act on
measure.
what I measure.
I am building something that compounds.
I am building
I am
something
building
that
something that
compounds.
compounds.
Woo! That is a command to your nervous system. Now close your eyes for just a moment. I want you to think of a season in your business when everything was clicking. Breathe in, take a couple of deep breaths. When everything was clicking, revenue was moving, energy was high, you woke up and you knew what mattered. You weren't guessing, you weren't scattered. What you were tracking in that season, what were you tracking in that season? What were you tracking in that season? What were you watching closely? That's clarity. That's precision. It is not just a memory. It is a skill. And today we build the system that makes it permanent. So breathe into that person, into that moment, and then open your eyes. So you may be wondering, who am I? You're here for this webinar or the replay. Let me take 60 seconds to tell you who I am and why I'm here with you today. 20 years ago, I stepped into a room with Tony Robbins. I became one of his coaches, and I spent 2 decades watching what separates the people who build something real from the people who stay busy and wonder why nothing compounds. I'm not here to give you more to do. I'm here to change what you're measuring. I work with CEOs and business owners inside my program called CEO Reset Council. And I do that with Shel Sokolov, who is in the program today. She is a wonder to work with, and we love our clients. So these are leaders running $1 million companies who are done performing on fumes and ready to build momentum. That is structural, not accidental. Today, I'm giving you the exact framework we use inside that room. And the core truth, I can tell you what most CEOs are tracking right now: revenue, task lists, follower count. And those metrics will keep you average. Here's the truth. Nobody is saying in the boardroom, you don't have a revenue problem. You do have an energy management problem, disguised as a revenue problem. How do I know? Because I have sat across from enough 7-figure leaders who are exhausted, second guessing themselves, executing brilliantly in the wrong direction, busy but not building. There is a difference. And today you're going to feel exactly what that difference is. Here is what separates the business owners who double in 18 months from the ones who plateau year after year. It's not their strategy. It's not their offer. It's not their team. It is what they track before they ever open their laptop. Because here is what I know after 20 years. Your outer metrics follow your inner momentum every single time. And I know that Terry and Shel would agree with me on that. Let me show you the 3 layers of momentum. And I'd like you to write this down either in the chat or in the comment section below this video. So layer 1, inner momentum, your state, your energy, your nervous system. Layer 2, identity momentum. Your daily actions aligned with who you are becoming. So layer 1 is inner momentum, your state, your energy and nervous system. And layer 2 is identity momentum. Your daily actions are aligned with who you are becoming. Layer 3 is output momentum, the compound actions that build on each other and drive your revenue forward. When all 3 are firing, that's when the revenue number starts to look like it happened by itself. It didn't. You built the inner architecture first. So there are 5 momentum meters that I'd like to share with you today on top of those layers. This is what it's created. So I'm going to give you 5, not 20, but just 5, because precision beats volume every time. So please, again, write these down. You can put them in the chat, or please write a comment below the video. Metric number 1, morning state score. How you enter the day is the metric, not your calendar, not your revenue dashboard. You, every morning, ask yourself this question: on a scale of 1 to 10, where is my state right now? Now, I've talked about this in other videos. I have something called the promptings, the tool that I use every day. It's called the promptings journal. And you'll see a link to it in the comments below if you're watching the replay, and also in the chat as we wrap up. I hesitate to say journal because it is really about this energy vibration chart. It's not only on a scale of 1 to 10 that you're measuring, but it's also the emotions that you're measuring. Often we just leave our emotions out of everything, and yet those are the things that can really be an obstacle. So on a scale of 1 to 10, or with the vibration energy chart, where is your state right now? Because here is the truth. If you are consistently waking up at a 4, your decisions are a 4. Your leadership is a 4. Your revenue ceiling is a 4. This is a foundational metric. Everything else is downstream from this. This is mental fitness and becomes a natural habit for you. So metric number 2, decision to action ratio. Most of my clients have never heard of this. So decision to action ratio is every week you have insights, brilliant ones. You read something, you might listen to something on YouTube, you hear something from a networking group you're in, whatever it might be, you know something. How many of those insights became actions within 48 hours? That ratio, that is your momentum score. High performers close the gap first and fast. Average performers collect insights and call it growth. I watched a YouTube video last night on a topic that I'm very interested in and got some great insights. They were insights I knew I couldn't take action on, so I delegated them. Those insights without action are just expensive entertainment. So pay attention to that too, that ratio. It really makes a difference. So metric number 3, energy recovery speed. I don't care how you peak. I care how fast you bounce back. That is the metric of a resilient CEO. That is so important when we get thrown off track, how we get back. And that is really the metric of a successful CEO, entrepreneur, or founder. And this is where I want to mention something I use personally, and that the leaders inside our Reset Council use consistently. It's something called EHT, brain function. It's designed specifically for cognitive function and brain optimization. When your brain is firing clean, your recovery is faster. Your clarity is sharper. You are not just bouncing back, you are bouncing better. And that's what we want. I will share more at the end of this program if you want to know how to access EHT or the CEO Reset Council. But understand this metric is about your system, physical, mental, neurological system. Are you building recovery into your structure or just hoping you survive the week? So often I have clients who say that all the time. I'm just surviving. That's not the quality of life we want you to have. or I want you to have. So, metric number 4, standard maintenance score. Here is the one that separates the great from the exceptional. Did you hold your standard when it was hard? This one is so challenging for so many people. I find it myself to be something I have to keep remembering. Not when it's easy are you holding your standard, not when everyone was watching, when it costs you something. This is an identity momentum. And when you track it, you start to respect yourself differently, which changes every room you walk into, every negotiation, every decision. Metric number 5, environment alignment. This is the last one. And this is about looking at the 5 people you spent the most time with this week. Take the last 7 days. Now, ask yourself honestly, are they pulling me up or keeping me familiar? All of these metrics can be very challenging because we are set in our standard. And when we want to raise it, we have to change. So familiar feels safe. Familiar also has a revenue ceiling. The environment is not neutral. It is either compounding your momentum or quietly eroding it every single day. So this leads me to what I call the daily momentum audit. Here is the tool. 3 minutes, 3 times a day, non-negotiable. In the morning, you ask yourself, what is my state score right now on a scale of 1 to 10? What is my one compound action I will take today? Am I deciding or am I reacting? At midday, ask yourself, am I in creation right now or am I in reaction? Am I in creation or in reaction? If the answer is reaction, what is my reset? In the evening, so 3 times a day, 3 minutes, in the evening, ask yourself, did I hold my standard today? What did I strengthen? This is very important. What do I train tomorrow? People who are successful look at where they were, where they want to be, and how they fill that gap. And that is it. 3 minutes, 3 checkpoints. That is not journaling. This is a training protocol. And training done with precision and repetition doesn't just build habits, it builds a new identity. So now imagine running this audit, not alone in your office, in your home office, but inside a group of CEOs who are all running the same protocol, comparing results, raising each other's baseline. The audit work solo, it compounds in a room. So we want to talk about the micro reps and incantations. Exponential growth is not one giant leap. It is 1,000 micro reps done consistently under real conditions with real pressure. You do not wait for a big moment to train that momentum. You train it in small ones, and it becomes a habit. Every time you bounce back faster, that's a rep. Every time you close the decision gap, that's a rep. Every time you hold your standard when no one is watching, that's a rep. And reps compound because that is the law. So let's do one right now. Say this out loud with me. I mean every word, and I want you to mean every word. I don't wait for momentum.
Don't wait for momentum.
I build it.
I build it
Build it
every single day.
every
every
single day.
single day.
Say it again. I don't wait for momentum.
I don't wait for
Don't wait for
momentum.
momentum.
I build it
I build it
I build it every single
every
day.
single
every
day.
single day.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So that is your standard from today forward. If you're here with Terry and Shell with me, or you're on the replay, set your standard from today and move forward. So the acceleration truth is what I have watched for 20 years. Awareness of the right metrics. You built that today. Holding these metrics under pressure, under a bad quarter, after a hard conversation with a client, when your team is struggling and you are carrying it alone, that is where most CEOs break. Not because they lack knowledge, because they lack structure. They lack being in front of the room. And that is exactly why Shell and I built the CEO Reset Council. It's a group coaching program for business owners, entrepreneurs, founders who are done white knuckling their growth. And I know some of you can relate to that. Inside the council, you don't just learn the metrics, you train them with feedback, with refinement, with a group of peers who have normalized a high standard. When your environment expects momentum, you stop tolerating drift. It becomes your new baseline. That is not for everyone. It is for CEOs and entrepreneurs who are ready to stop being the bottleneck in their own growth. So here's what I want you to do starting tomorrow. Write down where you are today. Run the 3-minute momentum audit. Track all 5 metrics for 7 days. So you can see the before and the after, just 7 days. And watch what shifts. Write that down so you can note what has changed. Not because I told you to, because data doesn't lie. Your own metrics will show you exactly what you have been missing. 3 ways to keep going from here. I want to share that with you. Number 1, if you want to optimize your brain behind these metrics, comment in the chat or below the video in the comments the word EHT, and I will share exactly what I use and how. Number two, if you want a structured 7-day protocol with daily accountability, comment in the chat or below this video the word momentum, and I will give you the 7-day momentum metrics challenge. And number 3, if you're ready for the room, reach out. Let's talk about whether the CEO Reset Council is the right fit for where you are going. You don't need more information. You need precision, repetition, and a standard you refuse to negotiate. The metrics you choose define the momentum you build. Choose wisely, and I will see you at the top. Please join us next Tuesday for another weekly momentum webinar and live triumphantly. Thanks. Okay.